I'm going to talk about what I do. I teach people being effective. I'm a Scrum person. And with Scrum being even more popular these days than a few years ago, I've got this kind of questions all the time. Companies that are trying to get agile, they do something and they soon after that they ask questions, are we agile yet or similar? So I'm going to talk about some concepts, some ideas, how we can tackle the problem of getting agile. Before that, I'd like to do some exercise with you. Pavel already exhausted you, I believe, but I'd like to ask a single question, really. How long have you done Agile for? Is it more than 5 years already? Just give me a hand. Okay. Keep your hands up, because the other question is more than 3 years. More than a year. Just going to start. All right. So, wrong. Doing Agile is not the right style of becoming Agile or getting the agility. Doing some tricks, doing some stuff, doing Scrum is not getting you Agile. We are talking about broader concepts obviously here, so bear with me for a while. Just a quick definition: agility is a state that gives the organization, the enterprise, ability to tackle complex problems with grace. We want to be nimble, we want to be intelligent, we want to be able to solve complex problems easily. This is the holy grail. For that, most companies these days, I think, are pursuing towards their IT departments. They're trying to make their IT departments more effective, so they invest in them. They bring some Scrum trainers, do training, stuff like that. Obviously, there are other methods of doing Agile. This one, Scrum, actually proved itself for solving complex problems related to software development. So it might be okay. On the other hand, I coined a term, but before I will bring it to you, I'd like to do a quick check. Who knows what stampede is? All right, there's a definition for those who didn't. This is a picture for you. That's a stampede. You can die in one. So beware. I coined the term Scrum Pete because I see more and more companies actually trying to do Scrum, because this is the thing that the other companies do these days. Also, and that's a wrong motivation really, also there is another definition, and I see that happen as well. Lots of those companies actually flee away from Scrum because it's difficult and requires us to change a lot. So, difficult stuff. So, I see companies like that, really. Okay? They got stuck. They got stuck towards agility, they stop, they cannot move further, or they try to run away, but they got stuck again because there's a more and more proofs that it is actually the way of doing software. So they are kind of, sitting on the fence, literally. There is a lot of terms around that. Here are a few from actually Forrester. Lots of companies are doing something that they call water Scrum fall, or kind of Scrumish way of doing stuff. It's not enough. It's not enough. Why is that? My theory behind that is that getting agile is really it's not about only the software development. We need to think about how the company actually do the business. So we look at other domains as well. Here are few: quality, productivity, value. You know, enterprise is all the other stuff that we do in the companies. So definitely we are bringing the executives in, and we are bringing the management in. And they were never ever taught to be agile. They just try to do their best to help the companies. Looking at this kind of stuff gives me the impression that we are talking about solving a complex problem again. And we do our best. These are actual quotes. I've spotted and I've, talked to people behaving like that, and I wonder, who told them that? The sprint reviews must not be longer than 30 minutes. Must not in our company. Interesting. The other case, I'm okay with Agile, I'm okay with iterative approach, unless we define, all things up front and test at the end. It's okay if your cycle is like 2 weeks. It's wrong, very wrong, if your cycle is like 2 years. So, yeah, those guys probably trying their best, but they are kind of prisoners of, their beliefs. Do you know that woman? Do you know who that is? She was famous 1 year ago or so. Her name is Cecilia Jimenez. She decided to fix stuff. She looked at the painting and she's seen that it is actually going worse and worse and worse because of the moisture in the church. So it was really bad condition, so she fixed it. She wanted good, right? She did whatever she could to fix it, to really help it, to improve it. Yeah, she didn't have the skills, she didn't know, she didn't do any research on that, she didn't have tools, stuff like that. The bad thing is that it was just one-time shot. It's like waterfall, right? You don't have time to actually recap from the problems. So now she suffers. I wish I could turn back the clock. Unfortunately, it's done. So she's famous, true. She's famous. So I look at the companies and really what I see is that a lot of people are trying to help. They don't have safe environments to really help in a safe way. Just to say, try things and see whether they are working okay or not. But, getting the enterprise agile is really a complex problem, and we have tools for that. So my thought is maybe we could use Scrum to actually iterate through the changes in the organization, to create a framework that will help us to understand what happens, to do that in small steps and take out the lessons, rethink them and do better next time. Obviously we are talking about short cycles, we can't afford longer ones. We are talking about getting some measures of our actions. We are talking about scanning through vast, large set of practices. And Jeff mentioned the scrumplop.org. This is a great source of practices to try. There is no single one that is guaranteed to work in your organization. Obviously there's lots of great practices that are 99% sure to help you, but those guys who coined them didn't know your environment. So maybe you are the rare case that they will fail. In that case, we will recognize that pretty early in every single domain, and we'll probably will still have time to recover. So with that, there is a bunch of measures. We are going through, say, the productivity domain, and we're trying to measure stuff. How the actions that we actually took as a Scrum team that is about to change the organization, how the practices that we introduced help us with improving the productivity. There is a lot of measures, again, out there. I don't know which one will work for you. There's plenty of them. So maybe you will try to measure different things in time. Probably it's not a wise idea to measure everything from the day one, but maybe you will recognize which one are actually important for you and go along with your business domain and your staff and your technology and also with the practices of your choice. So this is productivity. Question is whether those teams that are actually try to introduce the change in the organization, do they know them? Do they measure them? And what is their influence? What can they do about them? There is a bunch of my favorites here. This is the quality domain. Again, lots of possible measures. My favorite is the code crappiness one, just to pinpoint one. But obviously, I have no idea, I have no clue which one are important for you. And again, which one will get improved if you choose a practice from your practice backlog and will try to do that practice or change your behavior in the organization. Which will improve, which will go down, we don't know. We are like Cecilia. We're trying to fix stuff. We need a safe environment to do that. Again, about the teams, whether they know that or can actually influence that. Value domain. Jeff mentioned a lot of measures around that. Acceleration is here, I believe. No, it was in the productivity one. But again, there's lots of great possible measures, indicators of the results of your behaviors. And again, do we know them? Do we measure them? Or we just do stuff and we count it will actually help? Next one, enterprise domain. I don't want to bore you with that. We can go on and on and on. This is the last one. And the last one that is really interesting from my point of view. This is the investment in agility. I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I'm a consultant, if you wish. And sometimes I ask people whether, the investment in agility actually pays off. How much did you pay for getting Agile already? Is your investment around 1,000 per person in the company? Is it more? You are bringing consultants one after the other. You are bringing tools, new tools, one after the other. Does it pay off? Or was it all spent just to make things feel better? With Cecilia, the case is that she was actually proud of what she did until after people seen what she did, it all turned the other way. So just a quick exercise for you. That's a productivity characteristics. We used a bunch of measures and it goes up. Are we agile yet? Who thinks we are agile? Thanks. How about that? Happiness goes down. Not so good. But value is going up. Are we agile? Who cares about the people, right? We are productive and we product, value stuff, valuable stuff. But the quality goes down. Probably not so agile. So really the question is what we should do next. What should be our next steps? What are the practices in our practice backlog, in the vast set of practices that exist out there that we could try out, and for how long we will be able to try them out so that we can see the results and be able to recap if they didn't work. Let's see the other case. Productivity goes up again. Happiness goes up. Cool. Quality goes up. Looks promising, right? Value goes down. They produce software, high quality software. They are happy about that, but no one cares about their products. Again, we did something wrong. Can we recap? Can we still recap? Or we're done as the painting? Did we butcher our agility already, or can we actually do something about it? So another concept, maybe for the distracted people who are not really fond of tracking a lot of charts, maybe we can have a single measure that will just show it. If it goes left, it's wrong. If it goes up, it's better. That shows how agile are we. I'm not sure about that really. That's a concept that was coined, and again, maybe that's a wrong concept. Maybe we need a framework that will actually help us to understand that this is a wrong concept. Maybe we need to do something completely different next time. What we are talking here about is scientific experimentation. It's an old concept. We just try to use some tools to actually deploy that in the organization. And if you are talking about scientific experimentation, it requires a safe environment. We are not able to learn how to do things in not safe environment. We need to set the probes that will actually tell us whether the experiment was successful one or not. Lots of companies I work with don't have a clue about how they perform until the fiscal year is actually closed and they suffer. This is not a great place to be. So this is my concept to maybe with that environment we can help them with. Back to Cecilia. Actually, it was a great success. Not for her though. Other people are making money. They were nimble enough, intelligent enough, business intelligence I'm talking here about, to actually use that picture or whatever it is to make money. Even Ryanair was flying people there, so they actually had ads for pilgrims, go there, see the thing. Now the poor lady actually is in the court trying to get some out of those money flying there, copyrights, stuff like that. That's her painting. She should be allowed to, get some percentage. She's fighting for that. So who knows what happens? Every single act that we are doing today will have something to do with our future. and we are not really sure about what the future will be. So maybe we should go baby steps and really look carefully around, and if it looks okay, then go another small step. Who knows? Just a concept. That's it. Thank you.